Hi, Mama. You can do a belly rub? My name is Stephanie Kramer, and I'm a survivor of Hurricane Florence. I bought a farm with about 25 acres just about 2 years ago. So I have 2 horses, and I have some goats and pigs and dogs and cats and chickens out here on the farm. I didn't evacuate largely because of the animals. It's really hard to travel with so much livestock and then dogs and cats. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to get back into this area for several weeks. So I planned on riding out the storm, and I was pretty well prepared. I had extra hay, extra feed, extra cat litter. I expected the area to flood. I just didn't expect my house to flood.
Hurricane Florence's devastating hit on the Carolinas is causing new havoc this morning. After days of heavy rain, rivers throughout the region are bursting their banks and overwhelming communities there.
When the storm first hit, there wasn't a lot of damage. It was the flooding that really caused the damage here. The rain was just crazy. Like, I've never seen so much rain. It just literally did not stop raining. So I had over 3 feet of water inside my house, and I lost almost everything that was in it. For about 3 weeks, the only way to get around my area was by boat. When the water got too high, I went to my neighbor's house, and I stayed there for over 3 months. Now, it kind of seems surreal to me. Like, it doesn't feel like my house anymore. There's just nothing about it that it just doesn't feel like home, unfortunately. I don't think a lot of people realize how much damage is done. When your house floods and the water recedes, nothing is where you left it. Everything is moved, everything is flipped over, upside down, broken, smashed. It smelled pretty awful because a lot of us have septic tanks. So in addition to the river water, we had the septic tanks were overflowing. So all of that waste was in the water that was in our houses. And I remember seeing, at first I thought it was like tissue. It looked like pieces of tissue like stuck to the walls everywhere. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then I realized that it wasn't. It was toilet paper that had come up from the septic system that was literally just like stuck all over the walls. This is my FEMA trailer. Right now I'm living in a FEMA trailer on my property while I figure out what to do next.
She's never come up for a meal. I want her to, and she'll probably come up next week when they get back in town. But
I'm used to taking care of people. I'm used to being the helper. I had no idea how to be the one that needed help. So I constantly felt like I needed to do something.
You can help yourself today.
Thank you, honey.
It's beef brisket, green beans, cornbread, mashed potatoes.
Oh, it's a wonderful meal.
Sweets. Thanks for letting us do it for you.
Oh, absolutely. Why not?
Love you lots.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Love
I'll be back
all
with
of you
food.
too. Oh, huggy, huggy. Thank you.
I think the hardest part is watching people suffer.
So there's some stuff in here we ran out of.
I appreciate this. Thank you. You're still so sweet.
This isn't something that we are going to recover from quickly. I can't say the number of people that have said, oh, it's January, I'm sure things are back to normal now. And I'm like, I just moved into a FEMA trailer. No, things aren't back to normal. I don't think people can fathom the amount of destruction without seeing it firsthand. So it's almost been a year since Hurricane Florence, and my life is a little different than I expected it to be at this point in time, but I didn't think I would still be in a FEMA trailer. I thought that the house would be built and that things would basically be back to normal, and they're not for me, and they're really not for most of the people around me. There's very few people in my immediate neighborhood that are back in their homes. We have gotten the land cleared where the new house is going. We have it marked out approximately where it's going to be. I picked this spot because it's the highest spot on the property. This area didn't flood during the hurricane at all. So this is where I had my horses and all the animals and everything. But this spot here, I liked it because it faces the whole field, but also this is specifically the highest spot where it drains. I have applications in with the county to have my perk test done, which is the prerequisite before having the new well and septic done. I'm waiting on that. I decided upon the log cabin. The Amish have been coming down from Pennsylvania. They've done a lot of work in Riverbend off Route 53 as part of their service to their church, which is amazing because they do everything at no cost. They'll accept food and that's it. So they've agreed to help with the construction, which saves me. I couldn't afford to do the cabin that I want to do without that help. So that's an incredible help. I'm really hoping that I'm in the house by Christmas. It's been my goal. I thought that I would be in it by now, honestly, if you had asked me right after the storm. A year later, I thought I would not be in a FEMA trailer. But I feel like once things get rolling, it's all going to come together really quickly. I think it's going to be a whirlwind month or two, but then it'll be done. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. There's a lot of people that are still struggling, and for us, even though it might have been a year ago that the storm came, the effects will be felt for a long time. I love my neighbors, I love the community that I'm in, I love the town, and I don't feel like that stuff is easily replaced. So at no point during this, even at the worst point of it, I didn't consider moving. I think this experience has taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot about what I can do. I always thought that I was a pretty strong person, but this obviously tested that. It just taught me that I could still help others even in a time that I need help. Everyone in the community that stepped up in some way, whether it's delivering food or mucking houses or just checking on a neighbor. That, to me, I think has been the biggest blessing throughout all of this, to see these people that are just stepping up and just taking care of each other.